Hello, everyone. We're back. Another serious topic. We're going to be talking about the impeachment of Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. Unfortunately, it was shot down. Now, it is pretty serious because for any of you that haven't been following along, since our last report at 8 million, we're now at 10 million that have crossed over to the United States illegally. Again, that's not racist. It's illegal. So, we're going to get into a clip in just a few minutes here, but before we do, like, share, and subscribe. It's really important to us, and it helps us out as we grow. And anytime you feel free, you need to put a comment, please do. Now, why are we talking about impeachment in the beginning? Well, it's because of all the ridiculousness at the border, okay? You can download an app on a phone as a foreigner coming from whatever country, sign in, get seen, get released, ask for asylum, and boom, you're in the United States for at least 10 years while you go through the process, okay? And the cartels are teaching people that. But moreover, the Secretary of Homeland Security, that is the key in this, was looking at impeachment and it got shot down. So we're going to go ahead and roll this clip. We're going to let Marjorie Taylor Greene tell you for herself what's going on.
To refer this to the committee.
They're going to face their voters. The American people are fed up. We have an invasion at the southern border and Americans are dying every single day. But all we hear about is send money to Ukraine and send money to this. And people want Mayorkas impeached. They want accountability. And I cannot believe this. I'm outraged. My articles of impeachment on Mayorkas have been sitting for months in the Judiciary Committee. And many of the same Republicans that voted with Democrats to refer it back to committees sit on Judiciary Committee. So what are these Republicans even worth if they will not pick up articles of impeachment and actually move them through their committee and give it a chance on the House floor? So they stood with the Democrats to protect Secretary Mayorkas and prevent his impeachment by putting it back in the Judiciary Committee where they can put articles of impeachment up on the shelf to collect more dust.
Do they deserve to lose their races?
That's up to their constituents, but I can assure you that Republican voters will be extremely angry that they've done this.
What's your next?
Did you hear what she was saying there? 8 Republicans voted on the side of the Democrats. Now, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. That's not exactly what we want to talk about right this second. What we want to talk about is reasons for impeachment. Let's talk about in 2021 how we had over 11,000 pounds of fentanyl seized at the border. 2022, we had an upwards of almost 15,000 pounds of fentanyl seized at the border. And this year alone, before the year's even over, we've had over 27,000 pounds of fentanyl seized. Now, we've all heard about the deadly effects of fentanyl. We do know Americans are dying. 300 Americans a day are dying from fentanyl. That's not all that's going on. We've got a bunch of illegal immigration that is coming through where people are doing, human trafficking. You've got the drug cartels coming through. You've got over 400,000 unaccompanied minors that have come through the border, and 85,000 of those minors are currently missing. How is that even possible? We don't even realize. It's something that we can't fathom in the United States. Because what happens when one child goes missing here in the United States? We got Amber Alerts. We got all these things that go off. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to hear 85,000 children are missing. The worst is it's probably because of the sex trafficking that's been going on. If you haven't seen Sound of Freedom, check it out. It's very important. So we've got a secondary clip that we're going to roll real quick. Marjorie is talking about almost the same thing, but she's talking about something just a little bit different here on this clip. So we need you to pay attention. And we'll be right back to finalize.
That we just had on the House floor, we had 8 Republicans vote with the Democrats to send my articles of impeachment back to committee where articles of impeachment go to die. They just voted, these 8 Republicans just voted with the Democrats to protect Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas from impeachment, which is absolutely unbelievable. You see, we all know the facts, we know the numbers, and we know how bad the invasion is at the border every single day. I serve on the Homeland Committee, and we've done hearing after hearing after hearing as we have reported and talked to eyewitnesses, interviewed people. We have found out how bad it is at the border, and yet we can't get Republicans to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. This is outrageous. Let's talk about this. We have 4 of these Republicans serve on the Judiciary Committee. Now, the Judiciary Committee is where my articles of impeachment on Secretary Mayorkas have been sitting and collecting dust for months and months and months now without movement. And so there's 4 of these 8 that voted to send it back to the Judiciary Committee, where it will once again collect dust and have no movement to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. This is unbelievable because everyone all over America knows how bad this guy is and that he is willfully breaking our laws and allowing the invasion to happen. Over 300 Americans are dying every single day. And 2 of my constituents were killed last week by a human smuggler trafficking illegal aliens in Texas. This cannot continue.
Now, let's take into account for a second what Marjorie was talking about there. You have 8 Republicans that voted on the side of the Democrats. Now, I would imagine if you're against anything, you could have voted the way you want. That's why they call it a vote. That's okay. The problem is 4 of those Republicans are on the Judiciary Committee, the same Judiciary Committee that brought forth all of these reasons that if you watch why they were voting him to be impeached, they're the ones that brought forward all this. So we're going to send it back to the committee that they already belong to. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I'm having a hard time with justice here. This is not making sense, America. Okay? Let's get back to a very important fact on why Mr. Mayorkas should be impeached. Your federal government has a guarantee for each state to make sure that the borders are controlled. In 2006, they passed I believe it was called the Secure Fence Act, to guarantee our safety against our southern border. This is not racism. It's called a border. If you think it's okay to walk into another country, go do it in China. See what will happen. Go do it in Russia. See what will happen. If you're so hell-bent on everything's great. Now, if you like all the fact that we have 10 million illegal immigrants that have come into the United States, why don't you bring some into your own home and help relieve the stress of the government? That might, if you really feel this way, please do us a favor, hit the comments. See, part of the problem is everybody looks at the TV and they either feel it or they don't feel it when it comes to an issue. When they go down the street, they either see it or they don't see it. That's part of the issue. Okay. It's just like when people were screaming years ago, we need more drug rehabs, but not here. We'll put them over there. We need more places for the homeless to live, but not here. We'll put them over there. See, now we have this huge immigration problem. But when you drive to work every day, are you looking at illegal immigrants all over the place? You're probably not. So the number 10 million doesn't really strike home all that much. Now, we need to hear some of this in the comments. This is serious stuff. We want to get your take on what we're saying. We want to get your take on what our government's doing, most of all. Why is this guy not impeached? How is he possibly still in office? We need answers. We need to make sense, America. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We really, really look forward to seeing you again, and we have a lot more things to say. Take care. Have a great night, great day, great afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. We love you all. Have a good night.